All right, so enter Kardon decided that he wanted to do an update real quick on the situation. We uploaded a video about a week ago, 7 days, 6 days, 8 days, something along those lines, of Mr. Goob Returns, and Arland basically exposed him. So I brought it to YouTube, right, like commentary channels do. But he's decided to respond now, and yeah, we're going to take a look at Enter Kardon's response to the whole situation.
Hey guys, Evan Kardon here. It's unfortunate I have to make a video like this, but based on the way I'm being portrayed, I definitely...
It's unfortunate that you decided to message a minor and be flirty and gross. So, you know, there's that, right? Like, come on now, dude. It's unfortunate that you decided that that was the way to go, right? Like, it's just weird, right? And you're not being portrayed any type of way. You literally got busted, dude. You literally got busted. And, you know, for some quick context, you can watch the whole video that I posted a week ago, but I'm just going to click over real quick. So this right here is obviously Mr. Goob Returns, and this is the screenshots he originally exposed. How old are you? LOL, 16. And the messages continue after this as well. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this addressing video. And look at his notes, dude. Like a giant child wrote them. What an absolute monkey.
I have to clarify a few things. I just want to start off by saying I've never been with a minor or tried to be with a minor. However, I did send a few flirtatious messages to someone I thought might be 16.
Again, there you go. Perfectly, might be 16, might be. Yeah, right. You knew full well that she was 16 because she said she was 16.
I did highly suspect it might be fake too, but I did not believe I was doing something wrong. At the time, obviously, I made a mistake. I had no idea it would become this big of a deal. So,
of course it's a big deal. You're a huge creator who's, you know, 28, 29 years old, whatever, messaging a 16-year-old, right? Like, of course it's a big deal.
Yeah, let's get right into it. About a month ago, this account started sending me messages. Again, they claim I reached out to it, which I 1000% did not. And if you use common sense, how would I have found this account to begin with when I was the target? So, yeah.
So, like I said in my original video, I honestly think that Arland may have reached out or at least baited him somehow with, you know, liking photos or comments or something along those lines to bait him into the DMs, obviously, right? Like, that's what makes the most sense to me. However, you could prove it right now by just opening your phone, showing us screenshots. It's super, super easy to edit videos, and you could just edit it in and you could show us, right? So hopefully he gets to that in the video. But, you know, you'd see if Arland unsent messages. You would see if Arland messaged first. You would see all of that kind of stuff. So he could easily just share that right now, and we'll be able to see.
Obviously, they sent me the first message. Now, you know, doesn't totally absolve me. So use better judgment and not respond to it at all. But
it doesn't absolve him at all. It doesn't take any of the blame away. It doesn't matter if the child reached out to you, if the bait account reached out to you, if the anybody reaches out to you, or you're getting baited into it. That doesn't make a difference at all. The facts are the facts, right? Young person messages you, you message them, doesn't matter. You are still being a weirdo creep.
But again, what's important about that is that if I was actually reaching out to that account and get caught, that would mean I'm like doing it to other girls too. And I have never done that. If you notice,
he might have just told on himself a little bit. I don't know.
No other DMs came to light after this, as big as you know, big news as this was. No other 16-year-old girls came out and said that I DM'd them, because
for now
I haven't. Again, it's not even something I'm into to begin with. I just didn't see the harm that could come from saying a few, you know, flirty messages. You know, are you as innocent as you look? You know, if you think I'm weird or creepy for that, you know, that's fine. But to portray me,
yes, we do think you're weird and creepy. The majority of people would think you're weird and creepy for doing that. You know, it's one thing if you're 19, right? Or if you're 18 or something along those lines, but you're a 28-year-old man. This is creepy.
Some sort of serial child predator is totally unfair. Okay, I'm not like that.
So, yeah, there's no evidence of like it being a serial issue. Absolutely, right? It could be. Do we know? No. So let's go with what we have for now. He sent flirtatious messages to somebody that he knew was 16. It's disgusting, right? It's just that gross, dude.
That at all. I know the person I am, and it's not that. Again, this account would constantly send me messages for weeks. You know,
prove it.
In the morning, then at night, and the next day. Again, just totally trying to bait me again. And I didn't believe at the time. I highly suspected it might be fake, but me just sending a few, flirty messages, I didn't think that would, I knew I wasn't breaking the law. And I, didn't think it would blow up like this. If it did get exposed, I was like, well, I didn't say anything that bad. But I didn't. So I'm still here. I'm not going to jail.
Well, yeah, sure, you're not going to jail. Sure, you didn't break the law. But regardless, and sure, age of consent in like a lot of places is like 16 years old and whatever. For example, Canada's, you can consent as long as it's not a teacher or whatever. Somebody is like an authority figure over you. You can consent at 16, but that doesn't make it morally correct to sleep with these people, right? Like, again, if you're 18, if you're, 17 and 20 or 17 and 19 or whatever it happens to be, that kind of stuff, absolutely fine, whatever. Like, 3 years, 4 years, maybe is kind of pushing it for me, but still, right? Not 12 some odd years.
Yeah, and I didn't, I wasn't actually going to meet with them to begin with. Again, that is a little, too young for me. I don't know how many times I've said to a girl, when are you coming here? And, not actually going to meet with her. So, is what it is. Just not something I'm really interested in.
God damn, it's hard to watch this guy read his notes.
Or creepy that I would, engage with this account at all, that's fine. But to say, even to say theoretically that it would be highly immoral, I mean, I do disagree with that. Okay.
All right, so before we get into that, right, engaging with the account is not the problem, right? As a content creator, you have people who are very young or very old or in the middle, constantly interested in what you're doing, constantly trying to see what you're doing, right? Even as a live streamer, you interact with people from all types of ages. I've interacted with people as young as 13 all the way up to, 50s, 60s years old, right? You get a wide spectrum of people that are constantly, trying to talk to you and stuff while you're making content. And I'm not even a big creator. So I'd imagine that this guy has tons and tons of DMs from all kinds of people asking questions, whatever, and engaging with them is fine, right? It's the fact that you brought it to a sexual place despite knowing that she was a minor. That's the problem.
It is legal in most states. Just because you become an adult at 18,
oh no,
nothing special happens. Your argument is entirely based on their brains haven't developed yet. Well, the brain doesn't fully develop until 25, okay? Saying that 16 to 18, that something magical happens that makes, a girl or a boy be able to make fully formed decisions, that's just total bullshit, okay? I've heard people compare this to slavery, okay? I don't think a slave ever wants to be a slave, okay? So if a 16-year-old girl theoretically did want to be with an older man, I don't think that's the end of the world if it is legal.
Jesus Christ. How can you be a grown man in a house with a car, you can drive, you go to a job, all this stuff, and she's in, what grade would that be, like 10 or 11? You're like, yeah, I'm going to go pick up my 16-year-old girlfriend from high school. She just got done doing math, and I just got off my 10-hour shift.
Again, now you might say in certain situations that the man was like trying to prey on her, but that's obviously not what was happening here. I was the one being preyed on, constantly being sent messages to try to...
Okay, again, prove that you were being constantly sent messages, but you can't be preyed on. You got baited, sure, maybe, right? You might have got baited, dude. That doesn't change anything, though.
You look as bad as possible. No, one other thing that did come out that I wanted to touch on, a 17-year-old girl at my gym who asked to take a picture with me back in June. And then we just talked briefly. I haven't even spoken to her in months, claimed that I hit on her, and that got me kicked out of the gym. Again, and that was the only other, evidence that came forward after this, but that was total lie, okay? I think the fact that no other DMs have been exposed should be, proof enough that I'm not interested in girls like that to begin with. I do prefer MILFs, if you are wondering.
He's like over-explaining it. I don't know. It just makes it seem more guilty. I do like MILFs, actually. I like older ladies, despite the evidence that's come out.
Yeah, just not something I am into to begin with. Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. I have lost friends over this. Not like real friends, but, social media friends. Just people that would support, this account going out of their way to bait me, to make it seem like I message first, that I go around, preying on,
Again, it doesn't matter.
Teenage girls, and that turns into, oh, I prey on girls who are illegal too, when I knew immediately what the law of consent was, so I didn't see anything wrong at the time with sending a few flirty messages. Again, if you think I'm weird for that, that is your opinion. I would agree it is sort of weird, okay? It's not something I'm really into to begin with. So going forward, hopefully, if you want to still watch me, you can. Hopefully this doesn't entirely change the way you think about me. I'll try to leave comments on YouTube. I'll try to post more on YouTube also. I will put comments on TikTok back on eventually. It's just, I'm getting too many, mean messages right now, so I'm not going to do it yet, but I will eventually. I'm not going anywhere. I think one of the accounts did actually get banned. I went and made one of the videos about me. Again, it was, totally accurate, saying that I reached out to them, which I pretty clearly did not. And that is actually grounds to sue on. Now, whether I win money in that is another story. So, I don't want to spend money to lose more money in the long run.
He just knows he doesn't have a case, right? Like, he was busted, dude. You're busted.
So, yeah, guys, hopefully, if I've inspired you, you can keep watching my videos. But, if not, there's nothing I can do about this. If this totally changes your perception of me, is what it is, guys.
It probably should change your perception of him. Like, gross, dude. You're way too old. Like, fine, you like younger girls, whatever. 22, right? Like, that's like a 6-year age gap. 22 years old. And they're still young enough, right? Like, you don't have to go for kids, man. Come on now.
Thanks, guys. Kardon out.
Holy hell. Did you see that little peace sign that he did?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Kardon out. Like, just unbelievable. What a goddamn monster. What a disgusting guy. Anyways, that's it for this video. That's it. He's just a pig. That's just a quick update. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something like... Never mind, I don't need to say that. Okay, bye.